again, hi guys. So we're going to wait for everyone to find us again and be a little closer here to the turkeys. You know, technology sometimes is a great thing, but today we seem to be struggling despite thinking we had some great technology set up. So while we wait for people to return to us, I have some, hello, turkey likes my phone. I have a few more people to say hello to. Second grade from Worthington Prairie Elementary is watching. We have someone from Canada, so hello Blair, thanks for watching. Miss Lowe's, fourth grade from Newfolden Elementary in northern Minnesota. Thanks for watching, guys. Miss Roostad's fourth grade class in Newfolden, Minnesota. We have Miss Carol and Miss Hamer's class in Austin, Minnesota. Miss Biss's class from fourth grade from West Central area. And Mrs. Steffel's class in Worthington, Minnesota. So thank you for tuning in and bearing with us and continuing to watch. We definitely want to know if your classes have some questions about these birds here. So put those questions in and we will ask Carl and Charlene to answer those for us. So hopefully we've got more people back. So let's turn it back over to Sue and Carl.
Hey everyone, if you're just joining us, we're at the Wittenburg Turkey Farm near Alexandria, Minnesota. I'm joined by Carl, who is the farmer here and also the chairman of the National Turkey Federation, and his wife Charlene, who spoke with earlier. And we are going to talk about these turkeys. They gobble on command. So Carl, why don't you start out telling us how big they are, how much they weigh, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, we're down to the 7 finalists to go to the Washington, D.C. event. And the turkeys in here weigh somewhere between 36 pounds up to 47 pounds live. They're all males and they're about 20 weeks of age, which is kind of the standard weight for our commercial turkeys.
So what do you call the males? I know they have a special name.
Males are called toms.
And the females
are called hens.
And we don't have any females in here today.
That's correct.
All right, so the toms have a really cool coloring. So maybe if you're able to, Carl, and we can videotape or film this, tell us about the different features on their head that make them unique.
Yeah, so the male, as they mature, want to strut. So they're puffing up their feathers and their tail feathers, and they're showing themselves to the females. And then the colors come out in their head. You can see the beautiful blues and reds. And here is the snoot of a turkey, and that will extend itself as the turkey struts its feathers. And this is part of the wattle. And every turkey typically has a beard as well. But what we're looking for is the showmanship. So what's their character, what's their temperament, how do they strut, pitch and gait, and those type of things. So it gets down to the 2 finalists to take to Washington, D.C.
Excellent. So do we have a question, Carrie?
We have a couple of questions, and you were just talking about it. One of our classes would like to know more specifically how you pick the turkeys or which ones you've chosen, if we can find them. And Miss Ramo's class would like to know if turkeys fly.
Both great questions. So the first one, yes, we have picked the 2 finalists. And again, it's about the showmanship of the turkey. So they have the opportunity to sit on a world platform and strut their stuff. So we're looking for them to be able to come from the ground up on the podium where the president will address the turkey. So it really is about the pitch, the gait, and how they strut their stuff.
Okay. Excellent. And go ahead, Carl.
The second question was
if turkeys fly.
If turkeys fly, they do not. So over the years, we've grown the turkeys to not be able to fly. I bet you in the last 50 years, genetically we're in a position where turkeys don't fly.
So their main purpose is food for us. They don't really need to fly.
That's correct, yes. We grow turkeys for food to nourish our bodies.
Excellent. And I know you had some helpers getting these turkeys ready for their time to shine at the White House. Let's bring those 2. We have 2 out of the 5. Maybe you want to tell a little bit about that group.
Yeah, so Charlene and I grew up with 4-H, and our kids were in the 4-H program locally. So we wanted to give back to our local 4-H chapters. So we aligned with the Douglas County 4-H and designed a Science of Ag team. And we formed 5 members of a team, all girls, and 2 of them are here today.
Excellent. Well, let's meet them. So we have Cody, you can wave to our viewers, and Corrine.
Hi.
And why don't you guys start by telling us a little bit what you've been doing with these turkeys, which they're excited to see these girls too. Tell us what you've been doing with these turkeys to get them ready to go to the White House.
Well, we've just been interacting with them since they were brought here in June, and we've been interacting with them and getting them used to people. That way they're ready for the big day in Washington, D.C., and they're not afraid of people, and they're just comfortable when they're there.
So, Corrine, do you want to tell us what are some things you do to get them used to people or just ready for the White House?
Some of the things we do, we come in here, we'll pet them, and then recently we've been working on putting them on a table so they get used to being lifted and just making sure they're not going to get super nervous when their feet touch another surface. We also have music playing in here all the time so they get used to noises, and so far their favorite station is country. So.
That's interesting. So maybe you guys want to tell us a little bit about, Carl mentioned that you're 4-H members, but why were you interested in being part of this team and working with these turkeys?
Well, it started with a science project through 4-H, and so that's a science of agriculture project, and we did it on turkey beddings. And so we worked with Carl and Charlene, and they taught us everything we know about turkeys, and we tested different types of beddings, and I think we all just were kind of interested in the whole project and the idea of testing the beddings, and then eventually going to D.C. with the turkeys.
Excellent. So, Corrine, what are you most excited about to go to Washington, D.C. with the turkeys?
I think I'm most excited is to, since we've been working with the turkeys, we can see how well they've been worked with and how well they'll behave while they're there. So I think it'll be really interesting to see how our work is paid off.
Sure, I hope it goes really well. So now 4-H is something that anybody can be part of. So maybe you girls want to, if people want to know more about 4-H, what might they do?
Well, if you want to know more about 4-H, I would suggest 4-H has a website, so you can go online to the 4-H website and look on there, and you can find a extension coordinator in your area, and they can tell you information about joining 4-H and a club you can join.
Excellent, thanks. Let's look at these turkeys a little bit more. Is there anything unique or special about their appearance that you want to make sure everybody sees or notices?
Well, I guess you heard them gobble, and you can see them strutting. So they kind of puff up themselves, and they puff out their feathers, and they fan out their back feathers to kind of show off, I guess. And we really want them to do that on their big day in D.C. And probably one of our favorite parts is trying to get them to gobble on command.
Okay, so I know you have a special technique. Oh, they gobbled right there.
Yeah, they gobbled right there.
Do you want to try your technique though? Let's hear it.
Sure, we can try. And
it worked. Now, Carl mentioned the beard before, and I think we can see the beard on a couple of these. Do you guys want to point that out?
Yeah.
So the kids, the students can see them?
This one. Or here, there's one.
Oh, there we go. It's
there. So this little black part or brown part right there. So that's the beard.
And it doesn't really have a purpose, does it? It's just for
no,
looks?
It's kind of just for looks.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys for joining us, and thank you for all of your hard work getting these turkeys ready for the White House. Have a really fun trip. We're going to throw it back to Carrie and Charlene, and yeah, there they are.
Okay, so I have a couple of questions for Carl and Charlene. So now is your time to answer them. We probably won't be able to answer all of them, so we have some other people that will be responding to your questions if we don't get a chance to ask. So, we did have a question again about how big are these turkeys, or how much do they weigh right now?
These males here are from 36 to 47 pounds live weight.
Okay, that's pretty big. Also, a question is, how does the White House choose which farm to bring the turkeys from? Which we might have talked about that, but people may
Yeah, so as chairman of the National Turkey Federation, you get selected to bring the 2 turkeys to the White House.
Awesome. So I'm waiting to see if we have a couple more questions.
Here's a great question. If turkeys can't fly, how do they roost in trees?
So the wild turkeys have the ability to elevate themselves up to a certain height, but domestic turkeys do not.
Okay.
So they do not roost in trees.
We did have a question about naming the turkeys. Now, generally on a turkey farm, we aren't going to be naming the turkeys. You have too many to name them and to know. But I have been told that the turkeys that will visit the White House will have names. There was a naming contest that I think ended yesterday, and so I'm sure that announcement will be coming soon, what the winning turkey names will be. So watch our page or the Minnesota Turkey Growers page for that information. So it looks like we aren't getting any more questions right now, or my screen is not showing them. So, I think it may be time to tell everyone Happy Thanksgiving. Did you guys have any last thoughts you wanted to share about these turkeys or turkey farming?
Charlene, I have one last question. Where do the turkeys stay in D.C.? Someone wants to know if they stay in a hotel.
They stay in a hotel. They have a room to themselves in a very nice hotel in D.C.
Along those same lines, how did the turkeys get to D.C.?
They're transported in a vehicle, so we'll have a gentleman here that picks them up, and he takes them straight through to their suite in Washington, D.C.
I think they may have a better time than the rest of us, well, in their nice hotel suite. So, well, thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I'm Carrie Seidel with Minnesota Ag in the Classroom. So, teachers, if you're watching and you would like some additional activities to use agriculture in your classrooms, you can check out our website at mn.agclassroom.org. If you are wondering about when the ceremony will take place, where these National Thanksgiving birds are presented at the White House, we expect it to be sometime next week. So you can be checking the Minnesota Turkey Facebook page for those details, or our page, and we'll try to get that information out to you. So thank you for watching, and happy Thanksgiving from Minnesota Ag in the Classroom and the Minnesota Turkey Growers.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.